I am currently here on location in my parents' basement. Apparently my room was too full for me to continue filming in there, so I had to move all my camera equipment to this room that now everybody in my house can hear me, and you can hear everybody in my house, and I just nudged my light. So it's been a few weeks. How have you been? I cut my finger pretty fucking badly. That's how I've been. I've been trying to cook a little more now because I have to adult because I turned 20 years old and I decided that I need to learn how to be an adult. So naturally, the way I teach myself to cook is by watching a bunch of random Australian cooking videos on YouTube because that's how I feel everybody learns how to cook. It's like that episode of South Park where Randy is watching a bunch of cooking shows and then he thinks he's like this huge chef.
Cream free, cafeteria free.
Yeah, that episode. So anyways, I went ahead and tried to cook my own burger yesterday because, as many of you probably know, Canada doesn't have a good burger joint for thousands of miles in every direction. So yeah, it was all going well for the most part. I was cutting stuff up, preparing stuff, shredding lettuce, things like that. But it turns out I'm not as good with a knife as I thought I was. So I bought this knife from like a Japanese dollar store one time, and despite it being from a dollar store, it's a pretty sharp fucking knife. And since I just watched like a bunch of cooking videos, I figured, you know, I'm ready for the big boy knife. I can do it. Fuck yeah. And all was going well until I got near the end of like the head of lettuce and I was cutting it and the knife slipped and it hit my finger. And I'd never cut myself with a knife up until yesterday, so I wasn't expecting much. But I shit you guys not, blood was spraying out of my finger. I might have hit an artery or something. So I was scared and stuff, so instead of, you know, asking a professional, I took to my Snapchat and asked everybody if I needed stitches or I was going to die. Because at this point, there was blood all over the floor. There was a lot of blood. It was like a scene out of a horror movie. If you're like a pussy little white boy that can't take any pain in a horror movie. So I wrapped it on up in some toilet paper and eventually it stopped bleeding after like half an hour. So I threw a band-aid on it and headed to the gym. Because I'm not a soccer player. I'm not gonna let a cut finger put me out of commission for a month. So basically the moral of this story is I almost fucking died in the lamest way possible. I mean, I didn't almost die, I don't think. I just thought I was gonna die because there was a lot of blood coming out and sometimes people die from blood loss, okay? But no, the actual moral of the story is I have nothing fucking else to talk about, so fuck it. If you're watching to the end of this video, congratulations, you just spent about 3 minutes listening to a person talk about how he fucking cut his finger. But yeah, if you're gonna get any lesson out of this video, don't use a big boy knife just because you watched a bunch of cooking videos on YouTube. Also, other lessons to be learned from this, Australians use a lot more different words than Canadians and Americans do. So that's it. The video's over. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I'll see you guys when I'm more interesting. Remember to try not to take life so seriously, you miserable fucks. Bye!